Hey there, vile gamers. Welcome back to another episode of Buck's Books. You'll have to excuse how my background looks different every single video. It's because we're doing some renovations around the Buck Cave. I think we may have settled on this, although I don't like how you can't see Beefy. He's over there. Let me screw everything up to show you. There he is. So today, we are going to be reviewing a book called Smart Brevity by Jim Vandehei. This one sat on my shelf for literal years because I don't like to read business bro and self-help books that much. By now you've probably noticed I prefer to spend my time on fantasy books, sci-fi books, horror books, psychology books, evolution books, nutrition books, hard science books, and exercise. Anything about animals. I do like animal behavior a lot too. So sometimes I'll get the idea to read one of these like corporate books because I want to know what it says, but then I just never get around to it. So Smart Brevity sat on the shelf for years, and when I finally did get around to reading it, it turned out to be pretty good. So here is the review if I applied the concept of Smart Brevity. Short, sweet book about sharpening your expression. Pan the corporate self-advertisement for the nuggets of gold. So that's what I would have said if I took any of that from the book, but I didn't. So what I actually thought of the book was that it was a light read penned by one or more journalism nerds as a self-congratulatory commercial for their consultancy firms, right? Not a lot of applicable advice for actual writers unless they're interested in doing things the Hemingway, ideally sans buckshot. However, even real writers are doing other things when they're not bleeding into the typewriter, and that's when they could stand to pare down their needless grandiloquence so they don't alienate their readers, agents, friends, spouses, or Goodreads reviews browsing constituency. Or BookTube reviews browsing constituency. So the take home is to chop it down, Shakespeare. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it. Are you writing this for them or for you? For the record, these reviews are for me. Hell with you. But in the event I was writing something for someone else, then the hell with me. Nobody wants to hear me holding forth for whatever the digital equivalent of reams of paper would be. I guess like gigabytes of cloud data in the case of the video reviews. You've got to write everything that isn't the great American novel or your own memoirs if you just paused your nephew's Anime Ninja Seizure Simulator 2K24 and you have 8 seconds worth of attention span to communicate your point and all sub-points before he starts shrieking in Japanese and hospitalizes himself attempting a backflip. That is the point of Smart Brevity. Your audience doesn't actually care to hear what you have to say. They just want to communicate. They want you to communicate the information. So get to the point. Thing is, this flies directly in the face of how we're taught to write in school, which is by word count. Like, not even the teachers want to read all those words. Most of the teachers want someone else to read all their stupid words. It's resentful text walls just all the way down. We're also taught that brevity is rude. And for as much as this book was a masturbatory infomercial, the idea that brevity can be not rude but technically more polite by being respectful of the reader's time was worth the reading of the book. Honestly, like, it has changed the way that I interact at... Oh, he's in the shit! He's in the seat! Nice, dude. It has changed the way that I interact at work. It has changed every email I've ever sent. And now I pare down pretty much every message. Obviously, it has not yet worked for my speech, but we're getting there. I'd ultimately say it's worth the read if you're a cog in any sort of machine or if you send more than one email a day. But if you're actually interested in writing, now as a craft or like creating books, don't ever think about brevity. Don't. And this is a tricky one because I alluded to Hemingway earlier, and the big thing with Hemingway is all of his the majority of his writing was very stripped down and very sparse. It was bare. It was simple. Same thing when Stephen King rallies against adverbs. He hates adverbs because they clutter up a sentence. Stephen King writes at like a 6th grade reading level, you know? So like, but they were both immensely successful writers, and there are many more who would suggest that simpler is better. And simpler is better if you're trying to communicate your point or write mass market fiction. But what you're trying to do is write a book. You want to write a book and you want to express yourself in writing the book. And if you are verbose by nature, then be verbose by nature. Someone will buy the book or they won't. You're trying to change your style to suit what you believe your audience will like. It doesn't work that way, or it doesn't work for long, and if it does work, it kills you inside. So just don't worry about smart brevity. Use the smart brevity on things that don't matter. Use the smart brevity for emails. Use the smart brevity for text messages. Don't worry about offending people, because you're offending people by cluttering up their text messages. No one wants to read 4 screens worth. No one wants to scroll down to receive what the point of one message was. You know? Just say, hey, come on over. Dinner at 8. That can be it. That can be the whole invitation. And if they say no, okay. Like, nothing is wrong. You don't have to like, hey, how are you? Listen, honey, I just stumbled on this incredible marketing opportunity. None of that is necessary. All you gotta do is address them directly and politely and communicate your point concisely and tersely. Be like, hey, this is what's going on. It would be nice if you did this. You don't have to. See you there. You know? Bing, bang, boom. But, like, you don't even have to add the part there, and that's what I'm saying about smart brevity. It's worth the read because it gets you thinking about every little thing that you put in a message. Because you're like, well, I mean, should I really tell them that they don't have to? Because it's implied that they don't have to. In fact, it's kind of presumptuous of me to suggest that I have to give them permission to not have to. So, if you want to communicate more effectively in any sort of depressing hierarchy, do so. If you want to succeed in academia or professional writing, ignore this. This will not help you in any way. Or philosophy. Because in all of those domains, what you want to do is be as needlessly wordy as possible to demonstrate how incredibly smart you are, obviously. That's enough for now. I think next I'll do the one where we do like the new booktuber tag thing and we just interview ourselves for no reason. That sounds fun. See you soon. Take care.